Hey everybody, I want to talk to you today about reading, uh, trying to detect paranormal activity. I've only been living here just less than 2 weeks, and I noticed in this one area right over here. I don't know if you guys could see it. I have the EMF. Okay, here it is. The EMF is set up here, propped up against this bottle of Febreze. Because in this area, I always notice that, I don't know, I always think I see things going on here, dark shadows, whatever it could be, you know, uh, I don't know if this area is like some sort of a portal or whatever. I detect a presence here. It seems to be benign for sure, almost like a caretaker kind of thing. Yeah, you can see behind me, so I'm looking to see if there's any fluctuation in this EMF detector. Right now, I'm not seeing anything. But just to spur my curiosity, I'm checking things out. I want to also try to change my camera so that it's focusing in a different direction. But anyway, we'll try to make do as it is right now. Here I am here, and there is the EMF detector over here. Now obviously I can't do anything to this detector to change its frequency. There's nothing here that I could do to manipulate. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There's nothing I could do around here to change this electromagnetic field. But if I took this dustbuster, I don't know if you could see it. I'm all messed up here. Okay, now watch what happens when I put the dustbuster near. Look at that. It went off the charts. And look, it's still registering. Even though this thing is off, there's still a reading here because there's a battery in here. So there's an electromagnetic field that's being detected by that device. And as I back away, now the phone also did it too. If you're in a house where there's no power, then that thing should stay baseline. It should stay green at all times. But you saw that thing go off the charts just with a dustbuster, but you would be amazed, even if you weren't doing anything paranormal research, at how much electrical field is generated through ordinary objects, lamps, cell phones, TVs, appliances, microwaves. There are some that this thing goes near, and I'm telling you, it's off the chart. Oh, okay. You see now, this thing just moved and it scared me because it shouldn't go off. But then I'm realizing, hey, wait a second, this thing's near my phone, and look what my phone does to this thing. Look at it. Now, the way paranormal research will do something is if they get any kind of a reading, then they're going to try to go around the area to see where it begins. And by doing that, a good paranormal researcher will be able to know, okay, just where's the boundaries of my EMF, and try to determine, like, what is the source of it. Hey, there's me in the mirror, so it's like, how you doing? It's my bald head. Anyway, so this thing is amazing. So let's go over by this TV here and see. What do we got here? Whoa, off the charts. Off the chart electromagnetic field. Off the chart. Gotta try to keep this in focus. Look at this. Look. And then, once you understand how this thing works, then you can move forward and try to figure out what is that you can do to detect things that are outside of a normal range. And that's what paranormal means. Paranormal doesn't mean that, oh, it's a ghost, it means there's outside of a normal, outside of the norm of what should be. And that's what paranormal means. Now, like I said, if you're in a house with no power, then this thing should be staying baseline. There's nothing that should change it. I can't create any kind of a, frequency near it. I'm flesh and bone. I'm not spirit. And it is believed that spirits need energy in order to okay, now I just scared myself again, but I really, It's my phone that is just making this thing light up like a freaking Christmas tree. So I'm going to put it back. I'm going to rest it up against the Febreze. How you doing? And you see what the phone does to it, okay? But you gotta achieve baseline readings first before you can go ahead and move on with any kind of a paranormal investigation. Like I said, this house that I'm living in right now, I detect something, but it is not an evil presence. It's the most motherly. It's caretaking, and I believe it might be the deceased spouse of my landlord upstairs, a very sweet man. He's 88 years young, and he's more active than I am at 55. But anyway, I love this apartment. There's a lot of good vibe here. It's very happy. I'm never frightened here. But I'm going to continue with my research and follow up every now and then with if I find anything. But, you don't need thousands and thousands of dollars of paranormal equipment if you're, a novice like me. You got to leave those things to the professionals. But, there are things that you can purchase that will help you to validate something that you might feel is going on. And the way you validate things is you cross-reference. You try to figure out, hey, what's causing this? Look, right now, my K2 meter is now starting to go off. But I realize, once again, here I am. I'm getting closer to this thing. Boom. And it just went bananas on me. But let's see if I can get it into the shot. Where is it? Is it there? I don't even know what the heck I'm pointing at anymore. I'm an idiot. But anyway, yeah, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna back in towards it. There's the EMF detector leaning up against the bottle of Febreze and sneaking up on it. Look, nothing going on yet. And then as I get closer to it, boom! Now it's starting to go bananas. But as I pointed the phone at it, from one angle, it didn't read anything. But when I pointed the phone at it through my transmitter on my phone, believe it or not, yes, the phone does have a transmitter. It also has a receiver. Our cell phones have more technology built into them than anything else. If I'm sitting back here and I'm nowhere near the EMF detector, there's no reason why that thing should change its baseline reading from the original green. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what it does, and then I might start. If I start finding anything going on there, I'll start taking some photographs. Your cell phone is a great device for paranormal activity research. It has many apps. Most of them are bullshit, but some of them are pretty good. You start taking some audio recordings, and just leave the audio recorder on and start asking questions. And you're not going to hear anything in real time. You won't discover anything until you play it back. I haven't been able to catch any EVPs yet, and I'm kind of thankful because I think they would scare the shit out of me. And if I heard a valid EVP, I probably would have to change my shorts and move to a foreign country. Hey, done. No, I'm just kidding. But no, really, I mean, if I'm a paranormal researcher, I would love to do it. I really would. It's just something that I dream about doing, but I don't know if I have the colleons. I don't know if I have the balls to do it. I think if you left me down in the basement of Waverly Hills Sanatorium, I think I might just lose my freaking marbles. No, that's about it for now. There's so much more to talk about, but as of right now, your K2 meter is a great device. There's also a lot of YouTube videos out there. I had suspected that my K2 meter may have been a fake, a copy, but I took it apart and I realized it is completely 100% real. Lot of great videos out there that teach you about, not only paranormal activity, but paranormal hunting equipment, which has, there are people making a lot of money out there with all these ghost shows and everything, and, people buying equipment that, they're getting ripped off on because they're not even legitimate devices. you know, I've seen a lot of ghost shows, and they all use the K2 meter that I have there. That's a second generation K2 meter, the black one, and you know, there are different K2 meters out there, which detect electronic magnetic field (EMF). A lot of them are more sensitive than others, and it's good to have more than one so that you can calibrate. And that's the real key to paranormal detection, is whether you can, your redundant your ability to check redundancy. In other words, you got to verify things. If you're getting an EVP in real time, in the same time that you're getting a spike in an EMF, well, then you got something there. You know, you're talking legitimacy here. So I'm not saying it's smoking gun evidence, but every little bit helps. And you know, you can go out an entire night of paranormal research and get nothing, and it may be discouraging, but you just have to stick to it. You know, not every place is haunted. And like on the show Taps, I forgot the guy's name. He's, you know, one of the founders, Grant Wilson. He said, he goes, you know, just because a place looks scary, doesn't mean it's haunted. You know, everybody sees a place that's run down, the paint's peeling, it looks creepy as fuck, but you know what? It doesn't mean that there's ghosts running around there. You know, you got to be realistic. I was at a place once in Connecticut, and I felt something, man. And I tell you something. I tried to go through this door, and I was big back then, even bigger than I am now. And something pushed me back through the doorway. And I was like, all right, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were walking through. And I figured there was somebody there. And I opened then all of a sudden, the door is now free to open. And I look, there's nobody there. I was like, what the hell just happened there? All right, it could have been wind or whatever, but it was dead calm. I went around looking, and I was like, what the hell is going on around here? Sure enough, later on, I didn't say anything to anybody, but sure enough, later on, I heard one of my coworkers say to me, man, this place is haunted. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? How do you know? And I didn't say anything at first, and he said something to me, and I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, I didn't want to say anything to anybody because I don't think people would think I was crazy or just making shit up, but this was legit. This was in Cheshire, Connecticut, and it was my first and only ever paranormal encounter. And I gotta tell you, it was, at the same time it was scary, it was also pretty damn exciting. So, like I said, I'm not a ghost hunter. I am an enthusiast. And if anybody out there that sees this video and you're on a paranormal research team, if you allowed me to come with you guys one night anywhere, I said, I will do it in a minute. I would be honored. Even if it's just like, you know, I don't give a shit about being on TV. I don't give a fuck about cameras. I'll run the camera so that you don't see me. But I just want to be there in some capacity where I can participate and see, you know, because there's a lot of things that I want to know about and that I question. And like I said, I'm no expert or anything, but here's a couple of things that I have a problem with. I'll never doubt the validity of a show, you know, and if a show wants to add something to make the show a little bit more exciting, then great, because who's going to watch a show where every week they go and look for something and they don't find it? Like, well, we found nothing this week, so we'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you tune in. Obviously, nobody's going to, you know, that show's not going to do so well. But, you know, we have to take our time. We have to, you know, you can't expect, you know, things flying around the room on the first night. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we have to understand that, you know, we're not going to find, you know, the lady in the library, you know, floating at you and sliming you. You know, it is what it is, and some places are more haunted than others. But here's my problem. It's like, all right, so somebody reports seeing a ghost, but what they're doing is they're going about their activity during the day or the night or the evening, and They're doing it in real time. I know it sounds like I'm babbling, but why do investigators come to a certain area, a building or a house or whatever, and they shut all the lights off? Is that when somebody saw a ghost, when all the lights are completely out? No, they saw the ghost when they were in their normal activity during during the course of their life or their day or night. They didn't set out to see these ghosts. So why is it when an investigative team comes to a site, why is everything got to be shut off and all the lights out and all, I don't get that. I think that the paranormal investigators should just go into place, set up, sit down, open up a can of Diet Coke, and just hang out and talk to each other. And just pretend that they're just doing like what everybody else did when they discovered the entity in the first place. Why do we gotta go dark? Why do we gotta shut everything off? I mean, how the fuck are you gonna see a ghost if you shut everything off? You might miss something. You gotta have the lights on. Are you going to see a shadow ghost when it's pitch black out? No, you're not going to see a shadow ghost in a flare, in a thermal image. Well, you might, because I'll tell you something. You should be able to see something that's colder than the ambient temperature. I have a heat signature. I'm, 98.6 degrees. I'm going to be glowing like a fucking light bulb in a thermal camera. But a legit ghost isn't going to be warm. They're not going to be warm. They have no heat energy. But like I said, I'm not a professional. But there's a lot of things that I don't know why they do what they do. But I don't want to ramble on. But you know what? It is an amazing thing. I wouldn't even have brought out my ghost detection equipment if I didn't think for a second that something's up here in this apartment. And like I said, I don't detect anything malicious, but I just want to see if there's anything I can find, and then we'll move forward from there. So comments are always welcome. My dream is to hook up one night with the paranormal research team, and see how they do it. Rub elbows, ask a lot of questions, and I would like to be there. I would like to do it. So, until the next time we talk, I'll let you guys know if I have any updates, if I found anything. And we got to keep it fun. That's another thing is, you're not doing this to make money. I'm doing this because I want answers like everybody else does. Another 9 days from today, my mom will be gone 1 year. And it hurts, man. It's a killer. And, we all want answers, but now even more so. I want to know what the heck is up. I want to know what's going on out there. And so, we could all help each other out in this area. So until then, I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. And, keep in touch. Take care.